Okay, sorry about that. That's weird. Okay, one moment. Literally, like I wasn't even touching anything and it already kicked me off. So let's get this back up and running. So sorry about that, guys. Good. That was a little strange. That was so weird, guys. I'm sorry. Literally wasn't touching anything and it automatically just kind of kicked me off. Okay, let's see here. Let me see if I can get... So sorry about that, guys. For some strange reason, it just literally, it kicked me off. I hadn't touched anything, and yet it just randomly was like, nope, you are off. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. That is embarrassing. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Okay. This is a mess. I am so sorry that it kicked me off, guys. We're starting from scratch. I apologize. Ugh, what a mess. I can't believe it kicked me off. I look over and I'm talking to myself, ultimately. I'm like, well, that's dumb. Da-da-da. Not that I don't do that all the anyways. All right, I've tagged everybody. Okay, I've tagged everybody's. Hopefully everybody's. Okay, so let's see if I can get everybody back on here. Thank you guys again for your patience. I apologize. I've never had it just kick me off before. Caleb, yes. Bruce, definitely. But never me. That's weird. You know, could just kick the host off like that. Okay. Right. Seriously, we're building all the suspense. We're literally purposefully. It's like, here's breed type. Kidding. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, guys. Here, let me see if I can. God, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm just going to sit here and pester them and tag them like 5 times back to back and be like, get on. Get on the live now. How embarrassing. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. I'm messaging everybody to let them know that I'm back on and that they need to look at their notifications. Oh my God. Okay, let's see here. Totally not embarrassing at all. Let's see here. This is really, really strange. I'm not quite sure why it's Can anybody? I'm trying to see if they're even viewing it. Oh, no, that's Annika. Let's see. Again, thank you guys for being so patient. Oof, this is embarrassing. Okay. Silly. This is really, really embarrassing. I am very sorry. There we go. Okay, here's Bruce first. Okay, let me try this. Trying to add Bruce at present. It says it's adding. I'm trying, Bruce. Let's see. Okay, try that again, Bruce. Let's see if it'll. All right. It says it's adding. Let's see if it's lying to me. Ah, ha, ha, my man. All right. I've never had it kick out before, ever. This is so strange. I'm really embarrassed. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even like, because I have my phone right here, my laptop directly behind it, so I can make, answer comments, super easy. And yet, all of a sudden, like my phone went blank, and I was like, what the heck? Talking to myself now. This is a great start to an awesome evening. We got so close to talking about breed type, and then
yes, but no, it's we do got some problems because I tried to answer Jonathan. It just keep me shut off. So I'm trying to.
Same thing. Is yeah.
Oh, and then okay, so he's watching now. So let's see if it'll let me put him on here. There we go. One moment.
Yeah, Bruce, that happened. Same thing to me right before you. Like as soon as I try to answer anything.
Yeah.
Man.
Sorry about that.
You ditched us. I was stuck in like a loop.
You were on a roll too.
Yeah.
You were perfectly describing it, and then it just flatlined on my end. I was like, oh my God, no. Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
Hey, Rolando, I have a really good question though that I saw when we were actually getting off. Eric Leak Jr. asked this, and I think I wonder too. You said how important the bully head is and how distinct a feature that is. What is a headpiece that you can really kind of use as an example of a perfect headpiece of an bully?
So I am terrible with names of dogs because
you see so many.
I see a lot, but I don't really care. Like I don't really breed American Bullies. I don't show dogs. You know what I'm saying? I just get out there. I kind of forget them. But definitely seen tons of dogs with great heads. So somebody super. Damn, I hate questions like that.
I know.
But
it's like, let's put you on the spot. Remember all your names.
And you know what? I think that what I really is tough for a judge to answer those kind of questions is because you're kind of telling what the dog like, hey, I like you. You know what I'm saying? But they already know. And so I always try to dig back and kind of pick some dogs from the past that may not be showing anymore or whatever. So, I mean, I think that a great representation of the breed all the way around really would be Blue, right? To me. Yeah, and it's not obviously not only my great representation of the breed, it's a lot of people's because he did his thing. Yeah. but I don't know. I think Zero may have gotten him as far as like more wins in 1 year, but he did it like 2 years in a row. He's been, I think he was national winner in every nationals on earth that year. I mean, they campaigned that dog, and he is, I would say, perfect. Obviously, there's always things that you would tweak. There's never a perfect dog, but really homes in on so much of what the American Bully breed should be, especially that character, right? When you look at that dog, he's like, he demands for you to look at him. He's kind of scary in the ring, to be honest with you.
He's like, don't look away. You never know.
I'll be like, homie, I don't want to touch you either. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that look. He obviously isn't like that, and that's what the breed should, be impressive, right? Like a dog that demands attention.
Yeah.
Even with him, proportions are pretty good, right? Front, side, top line, all of those things, pretty good. I would even still like to see a little more bone. A little heavier bone on him would be incredible. And then those would say, do you think that would change the dog much? I mean, it may add a little bit.
Like movement-wise or anything like that, I could imagine it would probably most certainly.
The thing is this, and this is one thing I always say about the American Bully. I've said this always. We are packing a hell of a lot of mass and substance on a small, really a small frame, a compact, especially like a pocket or, you know what I'm saying? And dude, if you are doing that on a jacked up frame, poor dog. And so I think it's even more important for a dog that requires that, right? Whatever breed it may be, American Bully being one of them, to have more sound and correct structure. So if it's built like that, if it's built properly, and you pack on all of that, he might not move as smoothly. Yeah. But
it's not going to be elegant.
Right, but that's okay. Yeah. As long as that Joker comes in the ring, moves effortlessly, and moves like I'm the man up in here. That's gonna be my winner, right? It doesn't have to float, and I'd rather see that mass. Obviously, and see, this is the thing with movement that a lot of people don't understand, right? Movement is breed specific. It really is.
Yeah.
So actually, I was in a deep discussion with a fellow dog man, and they kept saying, you can't expect the American Bully to move. And I'm like, what are you saying? Because all the mass, you can't expect it to move. And I'm like, finally got down to it. He meant move like
a thoroughbred,
a pit bull,
or
an Amstaff. And I'm like, you are absolutely right. I don't expect that at all. And then I even made the, I used to love Afghan hounds. Beautiful, super elegant breed. As you all know, they don't have no heavy bone. And they're pretty damn racy, pretty narrow. I mean, it's a moving dog, right?
It's a sight hound. They're all built like just nothing but legs.
Right. And that dog still doesn't move like a pit bull because it has different structure, different size, different height, different proportions. It makes it move differently, more specific for what it's supposed to do, right? So it's a sight hound.
Right.
The eyes are even not up here like our bullies. They don't have that big forehead. They're like this, and their eyes go this way, so they can have a wider range of view because they're a sight hound. I mean, it goes down to that is what a breed standard does, right? That's why the head is built that way. It ain't just for the looks. It's to tell it apart and for it to also do a job, right?
That's what I was looking for. It's what differentiates them from similar breeds.
Absolutely, and everything is breed specific. Head is breed specific. Movement is breed specific. So absolutely, I don't expect the American Bully to move like a pit bull or an Amstaff. Just like I wouldn't even expect that little narrow ass Afghan to move like the pit bull and the Amstaff, right? So it doesn't matter. It's not the mass and substance. It's a breed. I mean, movement is breed specific.
Yes.
Now, you guys heard me. I told you guys if I see Blue had a little bit more bone, and if it affected his movement, maybe a little bit, he didn't move as smoothly or whatever. Still moving effortlessly, which is what our breed requires. Still moving powerfully, which is what the breed standard says.
Yeah.
And then we move into. So, anyways, the other guy, he just didn't quite still get it, and I'm like, it is specific.
Thought.
I don't know. Some people get it, some people don't. But even further, you use movement as a guide. I mean, when we're judging dogs, right, we do three things. We inspect the dog, we go over the dog, we feel coat, we feel muscle. You can sort of feel how they're built, but you can also see that. And then if you understand movement, you will see everything in the movement, which is why 2 of the 3 things that we do in our evaluation in the ring as a judge are based on movement. You got to understand. So it's not only breed specific, so you got to know what that dog is supposed to move like to meet the breed and to do its job or to separate it from other breeds. That's what the standard is for. But even further, you have to know movement in order to utilize it as a guide to how the dog is built, form, function, right? It's a beautiful one piece. Everything works together. You can see. That's why, like in the movement, while the dog is moving from the side, you can usually it's a shoulder issue. In the American Bully, it's very common. Very short upper arm. It's just how bullies are built, and it gives you that look, that appearance also. So it's kind of part of the breed, right? So I don't expect it to have that long. The neck is shorter also, so it's not going to have that long reach.
Yeah.
I don't expect that at all. If it did, it would be freaky.
Yeah.
Right? It's not right. So definitely movement is specific. You can't say a bully should be able to move because it has mass. It's got to be built properly. If it's built like the standard says, pack on a whole bunch of mass. It might not be gallant. I mean, he's not going to be elegant, but he's going to be the man coming through trucking. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's a bull. I mean, you don't expect a bull to strut like a little horse either, you know? Hey, man. But again, part of breed type. It's one of those
and you know what?
elements of it.
You just answered the question I was going to ask. If you had 2 nice bulls in the ring, and you know they was going around gliding across the ring, both looked like they was owning the ring, and when it comes down to it, one had a little more mass than the other one. So which one you pick? The one with the mass, if he's carrying it right?
If he's carrying it right, yeah. I mean, I don't expect him to even move as gallantly as the other one. Of course, there's like those hypothetical kind of questions. They're tough to answer because it's like there's always so much more to consider, right?
Right.
But even a better example of that is a lot of times, if as a judge, you kind of know you already know who's going to be. If you're kind of struggling with a pick, normally you're going to just sit there. You see a lot of judges that just sit there and look at them and look at them and look at them. And I'm like, make a pick. They're not going to change. Right. And hey, folks, listen, I have to tell myself that sometimes. Because sometimes it's tough. You're like going through, and it's not necessarily that you're staring at them like something's going to change. You're thinking about everything about them, right?
Yeah, the total dog. You're taking the total dog into account one by one.
Yeah, you're trying to weigh everything out. And then all of a sudden I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, let's get it done. And I'm always going to tell them to move. So if at any time that you see them like come back and they stand still for a second, and I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to have one more time because I still haven't made up my mind.
Yeah.
And what's going to determine that is the movement. Wait a minute. I don't mean the one that moves the best necessarily, but I'm going to utilize movement as the whole picture, right?
Yeah.
And that's what
To
movement, you can
expose
see everything.
more of the
All
traits
the
and the features.
structure, that you can see the reach, the drive, you can see the
Things you can't hide in the stack.
all the angles, you can see the top line. If it's built right, the top line's going to be right.
Yeah.
If it's built right, this tail's going to be carried right. If it's built right, it's going to reach and drive like it's supposed to. All those things are part of it. So I'm going to see that, and I'm going to make my choice there. But it's never going to be standing still.
Well,
So-
look, let me ask you this too. As a judge, point of view on, okay, say for instance, all right, you done judge two dogs. You done judge these two dogs. All right, you already picked a winner out of this class. They come back again. Okay, just say for instance, if they going around the ring, everything is cool, and you make them go around a second time. All right, if one, say for instance, if one gates a little different, or is he, sometimes they be inconsistent in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Would you, if his gate, what I'm trying to ask, if his gate is
like if you're talking from like a performance perspective, so
yeah,
like if it breaks gate a few times,
right,
that
right.
sort of thing.
Would you
So
would you lose? Would you make him lose?
absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. And
Okay.
I hear that so much. I heard that so much as an exhibitor that I vouched to never do that. Because, I
Okay.
mean, if you ask a lot of UKC judges, I've had one judge tell me, and mind you, the standard of the pit bull says that they're supposed to move around the ring waiting for, like they're looking or waiting for something to pop off, something to happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be alert. They're
They're
moving around the ring like I want to tear some up. I had that dog. She was that dog. And literally when the judge would stand in front, like I do with the little squeaker, tweet, 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 she would be like, get out of my way, I see dogs all over me. You know what I'm saying? She would
Someone's
literally
got
be
a
there
dog
like,
over there. I need to go check that out.
and that judge told me that she just, she didn't show any expression. Did exactly what the breed standard says, right? Hey, you know what? That's part of breed type as well.
Yeah, they're a gaming animal. Like
You
they
know
are
why
looking for
part of breed type? Because everything is part of breed type. Going back to breed type, part of that breed character is their mental, their actual character, how they're supposed to be. So if we're supposed to be judging those things as well, we have to take that into consideration. Now, going back to the performance aspect of it, you can tell a dog that is nervous of being there or a dog that doesn't want to perform than a dog that's being fearful, right? Like temperament issues. We've all been around dogs, well, most of us, for a long time. Obviously, when you're a judge, you've been around a lot of dogs. But so we know, and you definitely have to take that into consideration. And sometimes it's a shame because the dog will be like an absolute great representation of it. Like you're like, oh my God, I just wish that it would have done this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's over performance, brother, I am not letting that badass dog go. I'll give it a win and I'll tell the dude, hey, get it together because you got something special. You know what I'm saying? I've done it a million times.
Yeah.
But
Gotta give them the homework.
what I'm not going to do is award that dog that damn near pissed itself when I walked up to it. It doesn't matter if it's great. And you know why? Because that's part of breed type.
Breed type, there we go.
So, hey, look at that. The bulliest joker in the ring. If he's pissing on himself when I walk up to him, I'm not awarding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, part of breed type. Breed type is the entire dog, basically, as it adheres to that breed standard. So
Yes.
Awesome. That's a big part of it. I mean, I will be the. So I remember with my Adonis, you were actually the very, very first judge I've ever shown under.
Wow.
oh really? Oh
And,
God.
and I remember, and Adonis was only, I think, 9 months old at the time. And it was his first show, my first show, and he sat in the ring while you were trying to examine him. And I was so embarrassed. He just was not going to let you anywhere near his backside at all. And of course I was really super embarrassed because it's you, and I'm like, oh my God, and so I want to say fast forward to he was a year old, and it was a different show, but you were the first judge. You were show judge number 1, and he sat on you again.
Oh my God.
And it became my mission to not to have it so that he would never do that to you again. And I'm telling you, this last show, it was Columbus. It was the Labor Day show, I want to say.
Yeah.
He didn't sit on you. And I was like,
So wait,
You-
did you win any of those times?
no, no,
No.
no.
And,
I won. Yeah, no.
well, it
No.
probably wasn't because the dog sat.
Huh?
I said it probably wasn't because the dog sat. So
No.
I don't know.
It was one of
Uh,
those things where I think for me it was a confidence issue, and I was
so
going
that's
to
what
work that.
that was going to be my question. So
Yeah.
was it the dog sitting or was it you being nervous? What the hell's wrong with me? I'm just another.
Like I said, I mean, it was you, and of course he sits down. I'm like, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. So like, I was so embarrassed, and of course he's
And you
just
know
looking at
what?
me, just like, why are we even in here, Mom? So it was
I'm probably
100% be me.
I'm
So
probably the judge
literally,
that cares about that the least in the ring. And you know what? That also
so
goes
wild to me.
that goes to another point, man. So definitely, we have a pretty large judge group,
Yeah.
a pretty good mix of things, and new, some old, some like from in the middle times, and it definitely depends on when you came into the ABKC. That definitely has a lot to do with it, right? Even as a judge, and how you judge, what your expectations may be. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like I hate using examples, but
Sometimes you
I'm gonna
got.
just use her because she talks shit to me all the time, anyways. But Devin, right? She is she's had her years in already, so she's not brand new.
Absolutely.
But at the time that she started off showing, right? Her dog was a legend. We talked about Bowser earlier, so she can kill me twice now. But she hates that. She hates that story. She wants to kill me every time. But yeah, the national story. So she's going to maybe expect. She's also a handler, all those things. She's going to expect maybe more in the ring. Maybe I don't know how that other judges weigh that in their mind. All I know is that, and I mean, I came from UKC. Handling is a must. I was in there, suit and tie, handling. Trust me, I wanted to get out of that ring and take all that crap off immediately. But hey, that's what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? I was going to show a dog one time like I hadn't shown in so many years, and one of my mentor judges from UKC, Linda Rees. I didn't plan on showing, but I'm like, I'm going to show, and she's like, you're going to show in jeans? And I was like, yeah, it's just like a class dog. Like, who cares? I'm not even campaigning a dog. I haven't shown a dog in 4 years or something,
Yeah.
She was like, judges are going to remember who you were or how you came, and now they're going to be disrespected. I'm like, really? Why does that matter?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? I'm here looking at dogs, right? But it depends on obviously who you are, where you've come from. When I started with ABKC, man, ABKC literally was started off more with fun shows.
Yeah.
They were more sanctioned shows, but even the judges then, we still have some of those judges with us today. But even those judges then, they were not show people. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely matters a lot. And then when you're like, well, how come one judge is like, hello? And it's because it goes back to what I'm saying. A lot of people that just haven't been here, they don't know the history, they don't know where we've been, they don't know where we came from, right? They've just been here, they join, they're going to shows. Man, a show like the Labor Day show, my show that I'm doing, you know, coming up, same place, by the way, season opener. Shows like that, they're very few and far between in ABKC. I mean, a lot of the shows were a lot different, you know, out in parks. I love those shows though, man. And it's the community definitely grew in that way, right? So it's definitely different than it used to be. And like I said, a lot of people say that it's my fault, but I love that stuff. That's why I got in. But I understand the difference, and it's because competition in the show ring became more serious. It was more competitive, you know. So at first we didn't even have like top 10. Nobody even kept up with that. They were like, we were just starting with like the first grand champion. Like that was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I had the first ABKC grand champion. I think it was Pokemon, if I remember correctly. My homeboy Rodrigo Silva would probably kill me because he always claimed he had the first and he got robbed.
Oh.
And I don't know. It was Pokemon. He thought Thug was the first. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Rolando. Hey, Sarah asked. She said, "So if I
You were on a roll too."
felt loud, Sarah Roach." Yeah, but no, I love that you're saying that it's about the dog and you opening people's eyes to the breed type, because it is the misconception of the breed type. You know, it's the more, like you were saying, the extreme features. Yes, they're nice and they're warranted, and that's what the bully's supposed to look like. But it's the complete dog. It's the confidence. It's the way that dogs move with that mass. So I hope people are listening and kind of just opening their ears and eyes on what he's talking about, because there is a misconception.
Yeah. Breed
And you
type is not elusive.
yes, and a lot of times we get into the habit of judging judges when y'all have the trained eyes. So listening to you talk is really it's changing mindsets. So I appreciate that, and the confidence that you were talking about, and just the overall dog. Everything is breed type.
And also just knowing too that different judges, even like I said, it depends where they came from, you know, what era they came from. Like you can't expect a judge that was here at the beginning of the American Bully and they saw kind of what it had to go through, because there were some rough dogs, man. I mean, like when we say let's just say the extremes of today that cause havoc on the internet because they win, those were the dogs. I mean, that's how they were. And in 2014, when we changed the standard, we did away with a lot of those faults because we were, you know, building that breed. But they also understand that those dogs, maybe they shouldn't be winning in our show rings because they're not quite that finished package.
Right,
but they do exist. They're still needed.
Yeah.
It's a breed that's definitely elusive, right? Because that the mass and the bone that the standard requires is elusive for breeders, and you guys have it really tough. So those bully dogs, they need to be there. They're still part of it. It's still in motion, but obviously, even at 2014, we've thought that the breed was to a level, and the you could tell by the community was kind of asking for it too. You know what I'm saying? The community was growing with the breed, and we're already to a level where we want to say we need to home in on a healthier dog, but we still did away with the faults of the extreme class, but wanted the idea behind it was that the standard class would still absorb that identity,
Yes.
requiring that mass and that substance. So that is always necessary. And like we went through a lot of examples. Breed type, the whole dog is breed type, yes, but that is definitely one aspect of it. One aspect of it, but it's a very important part of it as well. So you definitely have to consider that heavy. But you know, depending on who you are as a judge, you may sacrifice certain things more for certain things, right? But as long as we're like homed in on what type is, and I mean, I have to pick like the more hyper type because I'm not going to sacrifice certain things, right? Now, if that dog, I'm going to pick the bulliest dog in the ring, but still has to meet the standard. He still has to meet type because just because it's bulliest doesn't mean it's the best typey dog, right? Again, so many 5 different aspects of it, and you have to cover all of them when you're evaluating a dog. So definitely good stuff, man. I hope that helped enlighten some people. And listen, I like I said to you guys, I appreciate you guys and others like you guys that are doing these videos and reaching out to the community. And it's good shit. It's what this community needs. And just come together too. We all have different views. It's a very diverse community. We come from all different walks of life. Where you come from is actually probably going to be how you see the world, period. What do you think is going to be how you see dogs?
Yeah.
Your perspective of them. You know what I'm saying? Everything. We're all different, and we have to embrace that. And that's a great thing. And even with judges, know your judges, you know, they're not, we can't, what expectation do we have of, I mean, some of these guys came from the beginning. That's what they know. That's what they've seen. They know what it takes to make these dogs. They may have a different perception in the ring. Maybe not what I'm going to pick. And you know what? That's okay, right? Because it's all still necessary to get this breed ahead.
Yeah.
As long as we know where we're going, right? You got to have that direction.
Right, and so that was kind of going to bring me to basically my last point. So breed type is so important, obviously, as our discussion has pointed out. How do you feel that how do you feel that we can use that as a community, especially for the XL? Because let's be honest, there's really no reason that we can't really kind of acknowledge this. The XL seems to be probably the most scattered when it comes, or inconsistent to, when it comes to keeping to that breed standard, to its own breed standard. So how do you feel we as a community, an XL community, need to proceed with using breed type to create the consistency that it currently lacks?
So I think that we have to. So one big misconception is always that the XL gets no love. XL can't win in the ring.
Right.
And I do see maybe them winning other places more. And it's not that judges hate an XL.
Right.
If you breed XLs, if you have them, you have to acknowledge that they may not be the bulliest dogs. I said bulliest, like we're talking bone, substance, width, all those things.
Okay.
A lot of times you see them, they're built more racy. They're going to be taller. They may even have bone, but they're going to be, taller, narrower in the front, a little longer. Not the girth that we're looking for. But those things are all those key elements of type, right?
Yeah.
And now we're going to the lack. And when you don't have that barrel rib cage, that big old that makes you a bully, because that's really one of the big major differences from a bully and a pit bull, right?
Yeah. The barrel.
The pit bull's ribs are well sprung, from like the backbone well sprung. So they go out and they go down almost like into a point, and they're kind of longer.
Yeah.
They're a dog that needs to breathe when they're fighting, right? That's what they were built
Yeah.
for. So when lungs expand in dogs, they expand this way. So their rib cage, I guess, is deeper, right?
Yeah.
The American Bully, that's one of the huge differences. And if you don't, and I'll touch on this in a minute. Some people might be pissed off, but it is what it is.
Well,
It's the
that's
truth,
why you're
right?
here.
So that part of it, right? You need that big barrel rib cage. That changes the look, the appearance of that dog.
Absolutely.
You turn that dog from the side, one that's got rounded rib cage, instead of just like longer and deeper, and that changes the look of the dog. And that is one of the reasons why, I mean, like, everybody knows Hangman, he's the #1 dog in the country. Some people saying classic, some people saying standard, some people are like, he's too big to be, but when you turn him to the side, and you turn his dad to the side, from that front picture that I've seen posted, hey, they're pretty damn close. Head is crazy, another nice head to represent American Bully head type. But you know, you turn both dogs from the side, and the color definitely has some to do with it. But I don't think he's built as broad around and just that little thing changes it to where it changes it to your eye, and to some people, especially like a trained eye, because to me it still leaves me a little perplexed. I'm not gonna lie, right? You walk up on him and he's like, damn, it's a lot of dog. Like you can see the mass and the volume, right? But you step back and he seems a little, and I think I've narrowed it kind of down to that. So he's maybe a standard that lacks that a little bit. One piece, one element, one little part.
Yeah.
Now, we wouldn't want to say like, you put a dog that is maybe has a bigger one, you don't want to say like, he carries more breed type. That's not using the word properly, and that is one of the confusions in it, that we are putting breed type as just bone and mass and substance.
Correct. That's right.
One thing.
We're limiting it to that. Yeah.
The damn hair is part of breed type.
Yes.
The hair, for God's sakes.
Yeah, the coat itself, like.
I used to struggle with coats. I never had a dog that I had to really want to brush, you know what I'm saying? So like those dogs with like undercoats, when I used to judge UKC, I'd be rubbing the shit out of them. Just rubbing them. That's what it's supposed to feel like.
Where's the tuft underneath this? It's like there's supposed to be a second coat.
Double coat? What's the difference? Yeah. But even that is part of breed type. You know what I'm saying? So
it absolutely is. Yeah.
I mean, you have to consider everything.
Yeah.
That's what I've kind of narrowed it down for that dog. Hopefully, I'm not going to get killed for that. But whatever.
No, I mean, that's the thing. It's just like you're a judge and you're using your experience to dissect, you know. Now,
really, it's like that trained eye. I don't have to even think about it anymore. I've seen tens of thousands of American Bullies for the past 15 years all over the world. And I've seen good ones, I've seen bad ones, I've seen tools, I've seen show dogs. You know what I'm saying?
And you
have to be able to differentiate the whole thing in between. And there is a little bit of a difference too, you know? Again, not saying those dogs aren't needed. I was lucky to when I bred pit bulls, I could literally go back and breed to a pit bull that was a legendary dog that went back to a legendary dog that went back to a legendary dog, and I had a pretty good chance of making some legendary dogs, right? It didn't take all that much.
Yeah.
I literally jumped on so I went from more game to the UKC pit bulls. We all started somewhere. But there, I mean, I took off pretty quickly because it wasn't that difficult. You know what I'm saying? 3-4 years in, I bred a litter that was legendary. And it's like you guys have it a lot tougher. There's so much to consider, and one thing that I would say as a breeder is this, right? And going back to the XL, you've got to get it in there somewhere. If it's eluding you, you've got to figure out a way to get that in there. It's not our fault in the ring. I would love to see, and when I do see them, I do award them because you don't see many of those examples. I just did a post where some weekends ago, Sarah's dog won like best of breeds and stuff like that. Nice looking dogs, and I still want to see more. Like I have seen some, dude. I saw this 2 dogs. They were both from Texas, XLs, probably early 2010 to 2014, somewhere in there. One of them was at Nationals in 2012. I remember that dude was incredible. Don't remember his name.
Damn.
One of them.
I know.
I know. I wish I did. I hate that. I'm so bad with names. I barely remember my name sometimes. But,
Everybody's like, oh no.
one of them was Saki Bomb. I remember just because the name is like
Yes.
totally different.
Yeah, Caleb knows who that is.
Absolutely.
Dude, walked up to that dog,
Yeah.
and I am trying not to sweat. I have to step back, throw like a fresh piece of gum in my mouth, start chewing it real quick. This joker, and he did have some attitude, and this joker looked at you like, "Don't come near me."
Yeah.
And he was, when I tell you, impressive, scary beast.
Yeah.
That is a damn XL American Bully. You walk up to that joker and it makes you shake in your boots.
Yes.
That joker was the real deal. So I've seen some really bully ones, and I know and I said it's an elusive thing, especially when you go higher, right? Because when you go taller, you're getting longer.
Yeah.
This way.
Yes, you
I
get
mean,
the
there's
length.
not-
Yep.
So, but there is still a way to get it. And I guess, and I actually asked Sarah about this not too long ago, because she's had some that are taller, that kind of rangier, and some.
Yeah.
And then I had to measure a dog for her, I think. I'm like, damn, I'm measuring a dog for you? You breed XLs. And she mentioned, I think, that she'll have to use like a bigger standard big bully dog that maybe have more size and breed it to an XL female to get those traits back. You're still going to get that height from the XL, from the XL female side, and from that. I don't know the rhyme or reason of it. Like I said, I don't breed. I haven't bred any dogs since, 2007 was my last litter.
Wow.
Inside the breedings. But when I did, I was good, and I know that you have to match those things, man. If it's missing from the class as a whole, and then you're just breeding an XL to an XL that's already lacking it, where do you think it's going to come from?
Right.
And if you don't bring it to me in the room, all I could do is not award you because you didn't bring it to me in the room.
Right.
Sadly, the reality of it is that those other dogs, the pocket, the standard, carried type to a higher standard than yours did, and that's why you're not winning. Not that I hate XLs like everybody thinks. Not that me personally, but you know that they don't get no love. They do. Build better dogs. Bring me, man. Anytime anybody like, what do I need to do to win your ring? Now that's always a fun question, right? Because I don't know what you're asking. You expect me to say you pay me some money, 20 stacks. I don't know. But what I'm going to tell you every single time is bring better dogs. Bring me a better dog, you're going to win. I mean, that's what it takes. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's one of the answers I've been talking to people about because every once in a while you're going to see some dogs there. It's like, but why? But when you look at what they were competing against at that time, sometimes in some of those cases, you're just like, oh, they really, what? There wasn't a lot of choice that they had, and at that juncture, it's like, well, I mean, how would you expect them to proceed? You don't know what it's like to be in the ring. You don't know what it's like to judge these dogs. Not really. So at this point, it's like the solution to that is just build better dogs, bring better dogs. You guys would have better dogs to judge and to award if there were better dogs in the ring.
Absolutely.
And not saying that every
Not rocket
decision,
science.
not saying that every decision in the ring is right.
Right. I mean, you guys are human just like everybody
Which I
else,
will-
and sometimes you're just working with what you got.
Right, exactly. And I always leave it in the ring. Like anytime people people think that I don't know, whatever. But I will always say that I never regretted any choice that I made in the ring. And it's because I leave it all in there.
Yeah.
If I leave that ring with doubt, then I'm not doing my job, right? So I really went in there and I did it and I left it in the ring. And when I come back, that's why I don't remember. You could sometimes come up after the end, like even right after, like, hey, I was in the ring and why didn't my dog win? And I'll be looked down like, where's your dog? Because I don't even remember you in there. They were like, I just walked out.
I was man.
Remember you? I just seen 200 people in my face. I don't remember you.
And then
I
since
remember the
yesterday,
dogs.
like you can't be asking me to remember you. Like, listen.
I'm already in my 50s. I am trying to, I have selective memory. I am zoomed into my top 4 or 5 dogs. That's what I remember. If you
Right.
weren't in that lineup, I have to get with you later. Let me,
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll talk about this after I examine your dog again.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it after.
Yeah. Oops.
Yes, but no,
Hey,
Rolando,
But,
I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious. When you said that they dogs was too big back in the day, um, what dog was you referring to? Little Ro?
No. It was
You sure
probably
it
40.
wasn't Little Ro?
It
Huh?
was the last it was a female gorgeous bitch that I remember him and it wasn't him that was showing it. He had stopped showing before
Yeah.
that. But it was definitely Razor's Edge and he definitely wanted the dog to win. Because it was like and I could see why. I mean for him, he wanted to compete with these dogs, but they didn't fit the standard. You know what I'm saying? So if you didn't fit the standard, you weren't gonna win. Imagine that. They didn't fit the standard, so they weren't winning. And he knew that. But he got that good one, and she was a nice bitch. Sasha was her name. Damn, I can't believe I remember that. Her name was Sasha, and this guy Gary that used to be homeboys with Dave was showing her, and this was maybe like, I don't know, 2003, 2004, right before ABKC started and all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
Nice. Sasha. I'll have to look her up. That name doesn't sound entirely familiar, but I would.
she's probably not
really
one of the
take a look
bully
at it.
dogs that he
I'm,
used to make some
I'm
other guy.
surprised. Hey, I'm surprised I didn't see you at some of them UKC shows because I was going to the UKC shows back then also. I probably
Were you?
did. I
Where?
just don't remember. Yeah. Before ABKC started.
We have all this.
And I really always came to the one that was in Atlanta, in Georgia.
The one in Atlanta? Was that in like downtown in Chamblee? This like 2000?
No, it was at. Yep.
Yeah.
It
Here's
wasn't
your
downtown.
memory. Hard at work.
You hey, bro. I definitely look different too. I used to when I was showing UKC at that time, I may have been about 300 pounds.
Oh,
So
whoa.
y'all know my boy Tavoris Ingram. He's an ABKC judge from Florida.
Yes. Yeah.
Big boy. That was one of my riding partners. My boy Chris, Bully the Kid. If you've been to my dog shows, my boy Cedric that does security.
Mm-hmm.
We were all rolling together. We were all about 300 pounds plus. You cannot forget that crew, bro. But because there weren't even that many black people or Hispanics showing pit bulls on this side. In Cali, there were more, but not on this side. So definitely not at that level. So that was always stuff that I was really proud of too,
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
what blood was you showing back then?
Um, I had Gaff and Laren kind of crosses.
Gaff?
Gaff and
You said
Laren
Gaff?
crosses. Yeah.
You know what? You hardly ever hear any of that old blood anymore, man. It just seems like it just faded away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it should still be pretty, I don't know. I mean, it still runs deep in all my stuff. Like I said, I've straight walked away from it. But my boy Tavares, he still carries my line. And I did like some really super tight breeding. I have a dog. I don't like her. She's shown one time and probably will never touch the show ring again. I didn't even win at first place. And I suited up. No, actually, I think I wore jeans. Maybe it's because I wore jeans. Nobody remembers me there anymore.
Because you wore jeans and you know it.
It was the jeans.
It was
No, the dog is not that great. That's why she's
what kind
4
of
and I never
walks
really
were they?
showed.
That's very important.
But anyways, her littermate brother was like, he's been the #1 dog and top 10 like the last several years. He was like the national winner, maybe not this year, but last year, or something. I don't, it's sad, and this was one of the things like you guys were saying when I first came on, and I just talked about those things. Like those are all part of my life. That's what made me. But I don't. So it helped make who I am today,
Yeah.
but it didn't make me, if that makes sense, right? Like some people are like, you hit that peak and that's like, woohoo, I did this. And that's what you kind of ride on for the rest of your life.
That was your high school football career.
My biggest accomplishment is actually nowadays that I have reached God and God changed my life. And now I am with my wife and hopefully will be with her forever. Oh, couldn't say that too long ago.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't glorify those days so much. But the other day, man, I went to a UKC show and I showed this dog. My man was there. First time I laid eyes, incredible dog. And I'm like, damn. And he's like, yeah. And I did. He sent me a picture like 2 or 3 days later after he won nationals. And that's something that always eluded me and my crew, right? Through the years, we never won nationals. I came close. We've come close with a couple of our dogs. Never got it. And he got it, and like 2, 3 days later, I didn't even know. And I felt terrible because he was starting off way back when I was showing. But, it's like, to me, it's a thing in the past, and it's sadly, I didn't give them the credit and they deserve all of it. I mean, they make better dogs than I did. And it's pretty incredible to see a line that you worked with. And these dogs, when I tell you, there's like one outcross in there and then it's damn near inbred, all my stuff. And it's like gorgeous dogs. And they definitely deserve all that credit. And they humbled me so much, man. Like this dude was like, I'm so happy that you're here to see me do this.
Right.
And he whooped my ass all
like
weekend. And I was like, and I always remember she is legendary in pit bulls. You probably used to show UKC, Cheryl Laren, the Laren line. She had like UKC's first pit bull champion or something like that. Anyways, legend. She's still kicking. I still talk to her from time to time, but she a straight legend, man. And
that's awesome, man. You know everybody.
So she used to sit on the sidelines and just like watch her dogs win. And
that's the life right there.
Cheryl, and it was just like I kind of felt that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know the fact that I'm like, I'm cheering my man on though, you know what I'm saying? So it was so awesome to just experience that, and really, really humbled me a lot with that. They do great work with those dogs. They deserve all the credit.
Awesome, man. That's yeah. That had yeah. I'm sure that was heartstring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you guys do you gentlemen have any questions or anything like that for him or anything like?
No, I love
I've
the
all
hit on
my
tonight.
questions are all out. Like I kind of did a tyrannical like overdrive on everything. I'm
No,
sorry.
Yes, but no, if anyone has questions, please ask them because man, this is some really good stuff on breed type, and I appreciate the level of detail that you actually talked about the breed type and like I said, wrapping people's brain with their looking at what you're judging things like that. So I appreciate that. And what you said too, you leave it in the ring, and you're willing to educate and explain exactly why you made the choice that you did. And I've always appreciated that about you. I've watched you judge numerous. We've been under you numerous times, and you've always what you're saying. I've seen you actually put in action. That's what makes me respect you so much. So I appreciate you. Yes, like we love going to the shows. You know, in Georgia, we know that your face is going to be there, and it's a warm face because we know it's going to be judged correctly. And respect to you, man. Seriously, I really do.
much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. Always appreciate
Yeah.
Hey, look,
that. And
Al.
that's one of the reasons I do this, you know?
Yes.
So,
And what you said too,
Hey,
you know,
Al.
every dog we're hitting that on the XL. Every dog is not a show dog, and not bringing something in the sub that is lacking. And Sarah Roach, I know she was watching, and she's gone on the show, and she said this. So I'm not saying anything, but this has been on the show. There's breed type, there's show type, there's tools to get that which we're looking for. And if people really start understanding that, we can start bringing a better XL in there to really represent the breed.
yeah, man. So I said this the other day, and I thought it was a pretty good quote. Actually surprised myself. Damn, now I don't even remember how I said it.
Damn.
But basically, so we look at the bully world, right? And we
Yeah.
see all these dogs that definitely catch everybody's eye, that people gravitate to. And some of the show people kind of demonize them. But like I said, I don't breed American bullies, and you guys have it tough because I had it way easier when I jumped into the show pit bulls. But those dogs is what made these dogs that carry those characteristics, and they're doing it well in the ring, right?
Yeah.
So those dogs are still necessary. I think I saw some there that somebody was asking what classics mean to the breed,
Yeah.
gene pool,
Yeah.
sort of.
So
Like
yes,
Dave
it's,
always said, and Dave breeds these dogs obviously way better than I would have any imagination how to do it. But he always says that the classic class is still necessary for that. And in the ring, we have been able to build up the classic class, right, to where now you see a lot of the classic dogs. Shit, sometimes I look at them and be like, they're classic.
He snuck into this class. It seems a
But
little opportunistic, doesn't
there's
it? Like,
good bully dogs in there. And now the thing is that a lot of the show people, while they're demonize these other dogs, right? But like I said, they're still necessary.
Mhm.
Sarah's killing it in the ring as far as XLs. If she's saying it, I mean, there you go. That's a little bit of a recipe. She's letting y'all know. You know what I'm saying? But those dogs are still needed. But those classics, right? They're still needed as well.
yes.
But the reason is that they're not. I don't think that they're used as well as they should be, right?
Right.
So people that have showier dogs, they look for a dog that wins in the ring and has whatever they want out of it, right? It's structurally sound, it moves really nice, whatever.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
still have to consider everything. Now, if that dog isn't bringing what yours needs,
Yeah.
and you just want
Why are you
to
bringing
put them right, so they're still used the same way as the other end of the spectrum is, right?
Yeah.
And I think that there's still room for all of that. So what my
Absolutely.
quote was that once the dogs in the ring that are winning in the ring consistently become the tools.
Yeah.
When those dogs that are winning in the show ring are actually the dogs that you can breed to and get consistently bullied, consistently correct, consistently, all of those things, consistent breed type, then the American Bully has arrived.
Right.
Right now, obviously, there's tools, and they're from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Yeah.
And I always think that you know, two wrongs don't make a right. And what most people think is, I have this, and if I breed it to this way over here, I'm gonna come somewhere in the middle.
Heavy extreme to this really tight classic.
Now,
You're like, oh no, that's not how that's done.
the reality is that you should be far more selective in the dogs that you use to breed. If that dog lacks that much, why the hell use it?
Yeah.
Cut your losses, start somewhere fresh. A dog like that could actually take your program back or slow your program 10 years, generations.
Yeah.
Cut your losses. Why breed it? Not every dog needs to be bred. Great point you guys made, right? But at the same time, if you're breeding to this side and this side, and you're hoping to get in the middle, when you get that middle, cool, maybe you accomplished it. You got what you wanted, right? That should be the only dogs that carry this breed forward. But sadly, you know what happens? Every damn dog in that litter is a hitter. You know why? Because that daddy was a hitter. The daddy's a monster, so every dog's going to be a monster. But the reality is that the other side was way over here, and the ones that you got in the middle are pretty few of them.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be a hitter. You're going to have some on that side, you're going to have some on this side, right? And those dogs probably should not be bred, right? Don't sell them as breeding dogs. Like, as breeders, we have to be responsible for that. That's what I did. If I had dogs that were not of show quality, I didn't sell them as that. I sold them with a spay and neuter contract. You now own a pet.
Yeah, we've got to stop being afraid of pet home dogs. I mean, really, we've got.
I mean, every dog may not bring you the 5 stacks, you know? I'm never been 5 stacks on no damn dogs. Oh.
Well, and so like, I know that Derek is making a good point right now. He said the problem is that people are labeling classic to kind of encompass dogs that have no breed type, that lack breed type, and that's kind of how they're differentiated from the standard class. They're like, oh, okay, well, it lacks breed type, so just that means it's a classic.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that honestly, that can't be it at all, because the classics, again, just like you said earlier, baseline, bottom line, it has to have breed type or it's not even under consideration.
Yeah, so the confusion is not that it's a dog that lacks type. It's still has type within it's another variety of the damn standard. So it has absolutely nothing to do with that. But that's what it goes back to right at the beginning when we started this whole conversation. The confusion behind breed type is that we are literally saying breed type is one element: bone, mass, substance. So if the dog doesn't have the mass and the substance, which is actually the definition of the damn classic variety, then it lacks breed type? No. It just lacks that which is that. So it exemplifies breed type if it's a classic in its own, in the right class. Or, you know what I'm saying? Has absolutely nothing with lack of, but it's that we're relating one feature to breed type as a whole when breed type is the entire damn dog. As the standard tells you. So a classic that fits the classic class, that excels at the shows as a classic. There's plenty of classic grand champions. There's some classic top 10 dogs. There's been several. Those dogs exemplify, guess what? Breed type.
Grand champion John Wayne, one of my personal favorites. I mean,
I've given him best of the show before because I felt that he represented that variety.
Yes.
Here, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely great classic. Why not? He still fits our breed. It's part of it. It's a variety of a breed. To say that it lacks type is crazy, but that's why. The confusion is that everybody says breed type is just bully, right? The
Yeah.
heavy
It's just
bone,
that.
heavy mass.
Yeah.
And some even think that fat is bully.
Yeah.
Just fat.
That's just
You know what I'm
lazy.
saying?
That's just lazy thought right there.
I mean, the standard does say muscle in a lot of different places. So,
Yes, it does. It repeats it. It repeats it.
yeah, man, it's crazy. But that's the confusion, and that's the main confusion in this in the community as a whole, and it's very easy to grasp, right?
Yeah.
So we just have to think outside of what we know, what we hear, and what we categorize things. Like when I get a judge, if I'm apprenticing a judge and they start telling me, well, this dog has this and that, right? The dog's east to west, the dog has a high rear, the dog is narrow in the chest. I'm like, okay, that's very elementary. I could pull my 10-year-old in this ring and she could tell me the same damn thing. Tell me why. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Learn your dogs. That's what we all got to get down to, man. And until we do, you can't be mad at me.
Yeah.
Bring
It
me
ain't
that
happening for
dog.
you in the ring. No, but really, I think that's anybody that takes on breeding, it's a must. You've got to know what you're doing. If you do anything, I mean, you got to do your research. You got to educate yourself in what you're doing. You know, they say it takes like 10,000 hours in something to be an expert. These fools are an expert in 30 days, first show, second show.
Yes.
You know, and it goes to like showing it. I mean, judging as well. I mean, you can't expect the same from a judge that just started. It doesn't mean that they're a bad judge or they're going to be a poor judge. It just, you know, everybody starts somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all
Definitely.
people. We're all, I mean, it's your first gig. You're the nerves run through you, all those things. You can't expect somebody to perform I mean, you know, there's a lot to consider always, and we just get so focused on being negative about things, and we need to change that crap in this community as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and I think that, I mean, in all reality, that's really what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to educate. We're trying to make it so that we create an environment where people aren't afraid to ask questions. There's no shame in trying to actually figure it out and to make it better. Because again, we don't all have the answers right when we first start out. That's insane. No, it's never the case. So everybody needs mentors, and we're trying to give people access to mentors like yourself, so that way they can ask those questions, they can learn these things, and you know, if it makes them a better breeder, a better handler, a better exhibitor, whatever the case may be, then we've done exactly what we needed to do, one person at a time. I mean, reach one, teach one.
That's awesome, because that's my whole motto to why I even do this, right? And I feel like I've made a huge impact on people, and that's one of my proudest accomplishments, right? I apprenticed an ABKC judge. I don't know, this is probably back in like 2009 or something like that. And the next time I saw him, he said that he went home and looked at his yard for like 3 days. He was a Marine guy, and he got rid of all his dogs but 11 of them. And he's like, those 11, I don't even know if one I keep, but he had 30 something dogs. He got rid of over 20 dogs just from being in the ring with me for 5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what's going on this whole time.
So,
Oh my God.
but the thing is, and that's why it's great to do this, and that's why we need mentors. Back in my day, man, the internet was dial-up. We were just starting. I couldn't even look up We could be doing this.
We all
So
know the
much
sound of that
faster.
dial-up.
I'm
You're sitting there watching and
have
Agree with you on that.
mentors. We have it so much easier. We have it so much easier now, but it really is, man. I just told you guys, God changed me in a minute, in a second. He did what I couldn't do in 40 something years. And I think that I'm a firm believer in change. And I think that it just takes that one thing, man. Like you hear that one thing that could just change your perspective, because it's all about perspective. And if you don't know and you immediately hang or start with a crew that their perspective is this, that's what you're going to go.
Yeah.
That's going to be your perspective.
Right.
And you have to form your own, and you have to talk to people that are educated, people that have been there. Like my best advice to anybody is, what do I do to get here? Find those people that are there and you go talk to them.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
you got to do, man. I'm a realtor, and I just had sat down and spoke with this realtor that's trying to get me on his team, and he said that he used to actually be into the bully world. Shit, what dog did he have? He had some dog from. I mean, he went back to before I was even judging, and he became a realtor in '99 or something like that. So he said that he just went to whoever he wanted to be like had that level of success that he wanted to reach. He went, and in real estate, ain't nobody going to mentor you for free. So he paid these mentors.
Yeah.
We in the dog game, guys. Folks like us will do this shit for free. Take advantage of it, man. But for real, if you want to, whatever your goal is, you find that person that has reached that goal, and instead of destroying them for whatever reason,
or hating them or envying them,
or for envious reasons, hey, they got there for a reason. They got there one way. Find out how. Get that right, and that's why mentors in this is incredibly important. Obviously, the right mentors.
Yes.
But again, you can find something for everybody, especially in the bully world. So it all is going to always depend on you. You know what I'm saying? You know if somebody's doing wrong because your mama told you so, and that was your first mentor. So if you see wrong, then guess what? That's probably not a good mentor.
Right.
Jump shit. Find something else. Do right.
Yeah, your instinct should
Whatever
always
do it right.
Right. Yep. It's all about the dogs, or it's about nothing at all.
Yes.
It really is. No.
That was great.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I really appreciate you. That's everything. That is truly everything.
Hey, in the comments for help.
Oh, yeah, I need a mentor.
Listen, Wilfredo and I talk so much dogs. He lives like 20 minutes from me. I moved a little further out. He is my barber.
Oh, how selfish of
I
you.
need help, bro. Look at this. See, you asking for my help, but you got me looking like this. But that's my man, the best barber in the world, bro. Hands down, my man is talented and charges a lot.
He said you needed to cut. He said you needed to cut earlier, way earlier.
Oh yeah. See, he talking shit, but he knows he's neglecting me, bro. But my man just keeps wanting me to go down to his shop. It's in Atlanta. It's far. And my man charges almost $100 for a cut and a beard. I can't afford those ATL prices.
Yeah.
I'm going to his house, 20 minutes from me, and paying his ass $20, like we did 10 years ago.
Snitching on it.
But no,
Not everything's going to be like, hey.
A cut actually costs you $100. Yeah.
like 95 $95 for a cut and beard, and he does rub your head and stuff. And, you know, I don't get that at home. I don't get that at the house. I don't get that treatment for the $20. I'm like, can I throw you a $5 tip? You can rub my head a little bit. He'd be like, get off my chair, boy. Let's go look at these dogs.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, man, I seriously, like, I really enjoyed having you here. Like, it's been one of those things where, like, when you agreed to come on, it was definitely, it meant a lot because obviously, you know, I view you with an immense amount of respect, and like to the point where like working on my dog's confidence was purely based on how he responds, like, and how I respond to you. So it was one of those things where I was like, okay, that, like, so it meant a lot that you were here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it,
For
but I'm
sure.
still a little mad at that.
Apparently I was so nervous and he was looking at me like, I don't even know what we're here. If you're freaking out, I'm freaking out. I'm gonna sit down. Screw it.
Oh
Like,
man,
he sat.
see, you did it. But
And George will be watching this the entire time for the opener now, Amanda. Don't sit.
It's well, like I said, hopefully he's completely done and over with it though, because because the Labor Day show, he did not. He
see, bro,
did exactly what he was supposed to do. He just
I'm
didn't have
gonna,
any fun.
There we go.
I'm not gonna lie. The dog ain't gonna be done because you're still thinking about it. The dog is gonna do his thing in there when you no longer think he's not going to.
Oh,
It's
I
all a
know.
mind game. I mean, sometimes as a handler, you take on dogs. I've taken on dogs that right before I go in the ring, I gotta take off the ground a little bit and choke them out, like from pit
Yeah,
bulls
just like
that are like, you ain't about to look at me like that. I gotta touch you.
Yep.
But when you walk in that ring, you cannot be expecting that because that's what's going to happen. The dog feels it. It really does. When they say it travels down the lead, it really does.
yeah,
So
I
maybe
agree.
now that I've been on your show, talk to you now, you can be a little more at ease when you're in the ring. But yeah, the dog's going to be as good as you are. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That energy comes from you.
Yes.
Which is why I dress up every time, because it's like that's my professional. If I wear jeans, I'm afraid I'm gonna slip a little bit. I'm gonna be too casual. I'm like, I feel like it mentally it does that. I don't know why. I'm that weirdo. I am that weirdo.
Whatever you got to do to prepare yourself, because that battle
Yeah.
is you.
I ain't
Probably
dressing up
not
for
the
the
dog.
judges. I'm dressing up for me. Like I'm dressing up to get my mind right. Like that's just what it takes.
Game time.
I'm not dressing up for y'all.
Well, now with confidence. Let's do it with confidence.
I like it. I can,
The,
yeah.
the part of the breed standard, the dog's got to be confident, right?
Mhm.
So you got to be confident. Otherwise, that dog ain't going to be confident. It's going to be like,
No, he is proving that.
it's going to be like, why are you nervous? Is this dude about to, that might be why. Has he tried to bite me before? Doug?
No, never. That he has never done. He just literally looks at you and be like, "Excuse me, sir, I don't know you like that." Like he.
No, you're probably looking at me like, my mom is scared.
Excuse me,
My
sir.
mom's nervous. Now you gonna check me out back there? What you gonna do to me?
That's exactly
That's
the
what's
look.
going
He
on.
was like, "Excuse me."
That's what's
It was
going
great.
on.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'm
maybe
nervous, and so he sits. He's like, "No."
you'll do a little bit better. Well, you gonna go on a season opener?
Of course. Oh yeah.
Sadly, I won't be
Absolutely.
judging. I don't even know who my judges are.
Oh.
I do.
You got some time. You got some time.
I'm bringing my boy Errol out,
Oh, I
and
love Errol.
Errol's like family to me. He
Mhm.
represents Atlanta, so I gotta have at least one representing Atlanta. Plus, truth be told,
Absolutely.
he's cheap. Drive to the show.
Oh, Errol.
You know what it is, E. But no, and I'm bringing Jonathan Lugo. He's from Colombia. He's one of our senior judges there. He's a pretty
Nice.
awesome guy. He's actually a veterinarian. He's been into bulldogs for a long time and now has American Bullies. So pretty solid judge. Who else do I have?
You listening, Dante?
Juan Cortez is a judge that he's from Colombia also, and he's pretty new to us, ABKC. And I did some assignment. I apprenticed him in the ring, and I did a couple of assignments with him out of the country. He's just got his visa, thank God. Well, hopefully he got it. He better got it. He's trying to get it, so he's got to be there. But I've been trying to bring him up, and great dude, pretty knowledgeable, pretty solid guy. So, And then who else do I have? My man Kitty Rodriguez from Guatemala. So he's been around for a while. He's been out here with us before. He's judged a season opener, I think, or maybe he judged something from me out here in Columbus. Don't remember which one, but it's been a little while, so I'm bringing him back. And
Nice.
my man is he's been around for a while. He's been around kind of since the beginning of ABKC Central America, and he became a rep first. Great dog, man, like real deal, awesome dude, super honest, super stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Why he's back? Because I think you got to have that to make my judge line up. So, but my man is incredible. We're blessed to have him here in ABKC. He represents us, all of Central America. He's the head rep for ABKC Central America, and he's also a judge. So, good people. I'm proud of the lineup. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to change it to a six show 2 days. I gotta negotiate that with the venue. They did me a little dirty, so
For
I'm a
Labor Day?
realtor. I like to negotiate. Everything is negotiable, so I'm not giving up yet.
Yes.
But I
Oh, yeah.
negotiated a deal with them before where I got Sunday for a lot less, and then this year they were like, so Sunday I do 2 shows. There's a lot less people. That venue is crazy expensive, over about $5,000 a day. I just can't do it. It would make no sense. So
Yeah.
I do it for half price. So when they don't book anybody, and it's come about December, I'm gonna hit them back and be like, "You ready to do that half price deal again?"
Ready to talk.
All right, let's look at some numbers again now that Sunday's still open for you.
Yeah, Sunday is. I love Sunday shows, though. I think a lot of people love to have that extended time.
Mhm.
I know. I used to show UKC. I show Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Make a whole weekend of it. At the end of the day, that's why we're there. We love dog shows. It's not for everybody. Some people leave, after the first show when they lose, roll out.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm out of here.
No, and
Oh,
it happens. I mean, like that show in Columbus, right? They had a crap load of dogs. And then people are always like, "Oh, you're slow." I just like 320 some dogs.
right.
It's gonna take some
Right.
time.
That's a
Trust me.
lot of dogs.
I did not want that. I get paid the same. If I judge 100 dogs or 320, I'm not excited about this. I should have just.
I'm walking, you're like,
And it's funny because it's like Devin makes fun of me. "Oh, you took so long. I only took 4 or 5 hours." Yeah, you judged literally 160 dogs. Because by show 3,
people are already kind of like,
I had
heading out,
already
like,
pissed off that many people, and they
"Whoa,
bounced.
huh?
No, but that's the beauty about the show world. I mean, and events, and why events are so important, and why events are part of this community as much as anything is.
Mhm.
It was built on it. We got to get out there. We got to bring these dogs out to be seen. And a lot of these dogs, what we've done as a community is we have kind of shunned them away from coming to shows. Yet, if you look in the pedigree of all these show dogs, them dogs are right there. One generation there, like everybody likes to say in the bully world, direct offspring. If you're an offspring, you're direct anyways. And that's
I've always
already understood, but that's a thing, so like you're direct offspring, and you shun these dogs, and like they don't have a place here, but you're using them in your programs, and you're building good dogs. So they definitely do have a place, and that's what the ABKC provided for the American Bully, a place where the whole community can come together. You guys could see these dogs in person. We know there's Photoshop, there's different angles. I used to do dog photography. I'm not nearly as good as these dudes out now. You'd be like, dang. So when you see a dog in like the ring that you've been like wanting to see, you hit like a few times, you're like, okay.
I'm always excited to see a dog that like I've seen in photographs, and I'm like, that looks like a pretty decent dog, and you see him in person, you're like, holy cow, like that's a bull. Like, god dang. I had no
Sometimes
idea.
those pictures don't do it no justice. And
Correct. Right. And I
that's why
love seeing that. I
that's why
love
we
seeing
still
that.
got to come out, man. We got to come
Yep.
out. We got to bring these dogs out. Whether it's dogs that are big, show dogs, all, that's what the shows are for the community to get together, bring everybody get together, come put hands on dogs,
Yeah.
meet each other, talk. Look how many
Yes.
people we in conversation we can change minds. We can change, and you never know what conversation you're going to have. You just have to be at the right place, the right time. And if you're not there, it ain't the place and it ain't the time,
Correct.
So events are always very important to what we do. And bread and butter of the community, man. We need to be there. Bring it big. And y'all know
I can do it.
you got to be there. ABKC season opener.
Go, come out.
Oh, yes, definitely, definitely. You guys gotta show up. Gotta show up. Everyone's gonna be there. Like you gotta bring out them dogs.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I'm excited for it. I'm super excited for it. It's one of those ones that, like, again, it's being the season opener. It's kind of, it sets the tone for the year, and so it's one of those things where it's like you want to start off on a good foot, and that's the best place to do it. Best people to do it in front of.
and it really has. I used to have this show before season opener. It was a Super Bowl, and it was a January show. I did it more towards the end of January, closer to the Super Bowl, but there weren't many shows in January. So it's still one of the first real big ABKC shows. It was big. Like we got shut down one year and we can no longer do shows in Perry, Georgia. Dude, I did shows in Perry, Georgia for 10
That's a hard
years.
place to pack out because that's a massive, massive establishment.
Yeah.
Like the Fairgrounds,
10 years
International
I did
Fairgrounds at Perry.
Yeah, I did shows there 10 years and now we're not allowed to go back. Like if you try to
Wow.
I mean, other registries have shows there. Other bully registries have shows there. I went to a UKC show there the other day.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, they have one in
shows there.
September. They have one recently. Yeah.
But yeah, that show used to bring out a lot of folks, man. And it was one of those shows that people that had been kind of sitting on dogs were eager to get them out. First real big show of the year that get them in the ring. And a lot of big dogs took off right there. I remember like one year the bear, he went from like 0 to champion or something like that in that one show, and it just put him on the map. And finished top 10 national winner, all of it. So definitely, man, it's one of those shows that get it started for a lot of people. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I always look forward to it. It's like I said, it's a great place to start the year.
Absolutely.
For sure.
We will be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, Rolando, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank
sure.
you. January 14th, season opener, right? Columbus, Georgia.
When is that? January 13th. I told you memory ain't good no more, bro.
Yes.
I gotta
look at it. Oh no.
Wait. I got something.
It is.
What is that?
I think you're right. I think it's the 13th.
Well,
That's the 13th, 14th.
Got it right.
Hey, 13th, 14th. That's right.
yes.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
One thing I always do for season opener too is I like to, because it is a dog show. So first show of the year, I like to honor the top dogs of the year. So some months before, I kind of look at the top 10, kind of see, put my ear to the street and see who's gonna sort of end up on top. I don't think I got it right with the oldie this year, but it's because they sat him down. That's just their move. But anyways, all the dogs that represent the breeds that are going to be there, they're the top dogs in their breed. So all the number one dogs, and I always do dog of the year, which I invite all of the top 10 dogs of all breeds to come in the ring and then be judged, and they get to win a little money. So
Nice.
yeah. This year we're going to be doing something else with the stack off, and haven't really thought through it yet, but one of the things, and we kind of covered that today, that a lot of these dogs that may not be show dogs, but they're used in a lot of these dogs that we see in the ring today.
Right.
So, a lot of the show people kind of push them out, and nobody wants to come where they're not wanted. They're obviously not really ring dogs. They're not, any of those dogs went in the ring, the world goes crazy. So one thing I want to do is be able to not just bring them in to throw them on a stage and stack. That's definitely important. Got to see that too. But I want to somehow bridge that, what they're doing for the breed as far as the gene pool of the breed, right? And I think that it's very important for us to kind of know, because you guys were asking the questions too, like, what's the recipe? I don't know it. I'm not a breeder, but what I can do is bring some of these dogs, and this is proof. The proof is always in the pudding.
Yeah.
These dogs are doing it in the ring. They came from these dogs. Obviously, there's something right there, right? Now we got to get to where we need to bridge that, get these dogs seen, but always keep in mind that the target is that standard. That's real type, right? So there's always room for hyper type dogs, a lot less room for dogs that lack type. See where that goes, which is why that's really important. But because you can get this type from hyper type, but sadly in American Bully, that type kind of evades you. So you need those dogs too. But when we get to where the bad bullies in the ring are winning and producing bad bullies that win in the ring,
those are the ones that keep showing up. Yeah.
That's when we know that we've done it, so.
Yep. Yep.
Definitely.
I'm with you.
But we got to have all those dogs in the ring, fellas. Get them all out there. And ladies.
Yes.
Bring them out.
Yes.
Oh man, what a good night. I'm so happy you came here. This is really, really fun. I really appreciate you. Truly, this has been a lot.
Well, I appreciate you guys. I know I've been probably talking way too long, so.
Nah. No, we go by you, really. It's just like, if you have all this, knowledge and everything that you want to, give, I am all for it. We'll go as long as you want to. I'm happy to do it.
Y'all don't tell me that, because I'm a dog man. Y'all have had conversations. I mean, conversations. The sun's coming up, but I'm gonna have to get something to keep me going for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's Wednesday. What happened? I thought we only lost an hour. What is this?
Right. Keep it going.
No, I mean, in all reality, honestly, we always like to say that obviously you have so much to give and so much to mentor, that obviously we want to give you the opportunity to come back and maybe talk about different subject matter, or just something that is close to your heart, just whatever the case may be, so that way we can just enjoy your presence again.
I'm always here, so you guys just let me know. I'm always always glad to be part of good positive things going on in the community. So
yes, well, thank you again. Thank you for sharing the knowledge.
Definitely,
For
well,
sure.
If you got nothing else, viewers, I think we covered a lot of ground. Holy cow!
Oh yeah.
Definitely enjoyed it. So
show them some love.
But yeah, we'll talk about
I appreciate you, man. Show him some love. Let's get him some hearts. Go follow his page, man. He's doing some really good things in the bully world, ABK. So
yes, definitely. This is prime motivator, very positive mentor. Like, if you want the truth, but you want it in a way that's going to help you and benefit you, this is your guy.
I appreciate that.
For sure. So, but all right. Well, guys, thank you so much. It's been a great night, and definitely thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. And we will see you guys next week, and then we'll see when we can get you on next again.
All right. I'll just let you know.
absolutely.
Peace out, Bully World. See
All
y'all
right.
at season opener. Of course, first, ABKC Nationals. It's coming up. I ain't going to miss
We'll do
it
that
this
too.
year. Nobody should, but definitely save some room for season opener. That's a must attend event.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
see everybody there.
All right. I'll see you there regardless.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Peace
Bye
out.
bye, y'all.
All right.
Have a good
Good
night.
night, guys.
Good
All
night.
right.